Hi, I'm Maggie DeWitty, Executive Director of Iowans for Life. Most Iowans, regardless of where they stand on life, believe there should be some common sense limits on abortion to protect both mothers and children. Most Iowans are deeply uncomfortable with partial birth abortion and late-term abortions, and they definitely don't want to be forced to pay for them. Which is why you need to know those common sense protections are being erased. Iowa's Supreme Court has decided we, the people, don't get to make those decisions. Only unelected judges do, and that's not right. But there is something we, the people, can do about it.
Hi, I'm Chuck Hurley, Chief Legal Counsel and Vice President of the Family Leader. I've been an Iowa attorney for 36 years. In June 2018, the Iowa Supreme Court issued a shocking, radical decision that is even more sweeping than Roe v. Wade. I've read over 1,000 court decisions in my lifetime, and this is the worst, most activist decision I've ever read. 5 judges said that they have, quote, freed themselves, unquote, from our Constitution's founding fathers' viewpoints. They said they now apply, quote, evolving standards that mark a progressing society, unquote. 5 judges effectively amended the Iowa Constitution without going through the correct amendment process. 5 judges decided that after 160 years of laws in Iowa to the contrary, there is now a, quote, fundamental right, unquote, to abortion. They ruled that Iowa lawmakers cannot protect children or women from any abortion except under strict scrutiny, which is lawyer talk for there are basically no protections at all that can survive. This ruling shocked lawyers like me. Even Iowa Supreme Court judges Mansfield and Waterman, who voted for telemed abortion without a doctor being present, wrote a scathing dissent, warning that this decision, quote, elevated one extreme of this debate to a constitutional level and made any meaningful compromise on this issue all but impossible, unquote. With a stroke of a pen and against the will of most Iowans, the Iowa Supreme Court made Iowa one of the most extreme pro-abortion states in the country, including New York. Today, this radical decision threatens every common sense law that Iowans have ever passed, protecting women and children from unrestricted abortion. This radical ruling now invites late-term abortions even up to the day of a baby's birth. It invites unfettered abortion for minor girls without their parents' knowledge. It threatens to remove any medical safeguards for girls or women seeking abortion. And it invites forcing all Iowa taxpayers to pay for late-term elective abortions. Judges Mansfield and Waterman further criticized the decision, saying, quote, no other court has accepted this line of thinking, unquote. Worse still, these 5 unelected judges stripped all 3 million Iowans of our right to decide for ourselves how to protect women and children in abortion. The judges declared, in effect, no, only a handful of we judges get to decide that question. And the answer is you lose. You can't have any say in these matters. We know best. And the legislature and governor have no say either. Unfortunately, if anyone is hoping that some future court will overturn this radical ruling, which invented a supposed constitutional right to unfettered abortion, think again. No court in the United States has ever done that. The only sure way to correct the judges and return we the people's right to enact sensible protections for women and children is to pass a state constitutional amendment. Several other states have done just that, and now Iowa needs to do so as well.
As Chuck would tell you, passing a state constitutional amendment takes a lot of work. But I'm here to share with you a lot of work has already been done and continues to be done to make this amendment a reality. Over 3 years ago, pro-life and pro-family groups from across the state of Iowa came together in an unprecedented show of unity. We realized that we could accomplish so much more together than we could apart. United, we made strides to see a 20-week abortion limit passed, the first in the nation heartbeat bill, and the public defunding of Planned Parenthood. After the Iowa Supreme Court's radical ruling, this coalition of pro-life groups met with lawyers from the Thomas More Society to learn its full impact. Armed with this knowledge, we didn't waste any time. 8 groups spent months meeting, planning, and working on this important issue. Not only did we meet as a group and develop an extensive strategic plan, but we also met with legislators across the state, attended central committee meetings and fundraising events, and spread the word in our own organizations about the need for this amendment. We conducted not one, but 2 sets of polls to help us determine favorable language for this amendment and its title. We have had meetings with Iowa's pro-life governor and several pro-life legislators, all of whom recognize the need for this amendment. We have also received a lot of financial backing for this amendment and have reached out to other states across the country that have passed similar amendments to gain knowledge and strategy for Iowa's efforts. We now move forward with a single resolve and a single mission, an amendment to the Iowa Constitution, the Protect Life Amendment. We will continue to educate and advocate on this issue and pray that all Iowans listening today will join us in our efforts and support the passage of this vital amendment.
Hi, I'm Drew Zahn, Director of Communications for the Family Leader. Chuck and Maggie have asked me to come on and outline where we go from here. First, let's be very clear about what this constitutional amendment does and doesn't do. The Protect a Life Amendment doesn't change any Iowa law. It doesn't ban any abortions, doesn't permit them either. What this amendment does do is correct the court and return to the people and their elected representatives the right to debate and implement common sense abortion protections. In other words, it allows a people of Iowa, rather than unelected judges, to decide what kind of state we're going to be. Specifically, the proposed and poll-tested language of the amendment reads, "To defend the dignity of all human life and to protect mothers and unborn children from efforts to expand abortion even to the day of birth, we the people of Iowa declare, nothing in this Constitution shall be construed to recognize, grant, or secure a right to abortion or the public funding of it." The states of Rhode Island, Alabama, Tennessee, West Virginia, and soon we expect Louisiana have all passed similar amendments to correct or prevent their courts from extreme decisions like the one we now face in Iowa. It's time Iowa does the same. Our polling affirms that Iowans instinctively know and strongly believe that that little girl in her mother's womb, she's a baby, and she deserves protections. And so does her mother. And the courts have no business telling Iowans that we can't protect women and children. So we're asking the public to do 3 things. First, learn about protecting life and share the information with your friends, family, church members, legislators, and more. Visit protectlifevoteyes.com today to learn more. Secondly, give to protect life. It will take time and literally millions of dollars to pass a state constitutional amendment. We need as many people to give as possible, even if it's just a small amount. Every person counts. Give to protect life today at protectlifevoteyes.com. And third, vote. In Iowa, passing a constitutional amendment has to pass through 2 elected legislative sessions, so we must maintain a pro-life and pro-constitutional majority in the Iowa House and Senate. So contact your legislator, find out where they stand on the Protect Life Amendment, and get out and vote and work for those who support it. Finally, let me just encourage you to get involved. Share this video, tell others, contact, donate, even volunteer for pro-life and pro-family organizations. What kind of state we live in is ultimately up to you. The organizations that make up Iowa's coalition of pro-life leaders are absolutely committed and unified to pass the Protect Life Amendment. Won't you join us and protect life in Iowa? Visit protectlifevoteyes.com today to find out how you can make a difference. This video was brought to you by the Coalition of Pro-Life Leaders, a unified team of like-minded organizations representing hundreds of thousands of pro-life Iowans, including the Family Leader, Iowa Right to Life, Iowans for Life, Thomas More Society, Lutheran Family Services, Restored by Grace, Operation Outcry, Personhood Iowa, and the Iowa Catholic Conference.